Welcome to the Fusion Mastery course. In this lesson, we'll be going over sketching basics, adding dimensions. After completing this lesson, you'll be able to apply a horizontal dimension to a line, apply a radius dimension to an arc, and apply a diameter dimension to a circle. Carrying on with our Sketch Basics file, we want to expand the Sketches folder inside of our browser. Now there are two main ways that we can go back and edit this sketch. We can right-click on Sketch 1 in the browser and select Edit Sketch, and we can right-click on the sketch in our timeline and edit the sketch this way. We can also select it on the screen, right-click, and Edit Sketch. But usually what you're going to do is select it in the browser or the timeline. Let's go ahead and right-click on it and select Edit Sketch. The next thing that we want to do is place dimensions. Now again, I want to note that you have various ways that you can access information. Right-click, go to Sketch and select Sketch Dimensions, go to your Sketch dropdown, down to Sketch Dimensions, or note that D on the keyboard will allow you to start placing dimensions. In our case, I'm going to use my Sketch dropdown and select Sketch Dimension. The first dimension that I want to apply is going to start dimensioning our entire rectangle. So let's go ahead and select the upper horizontal line, left-click on it, and drag the cursor up and away from the sketch. We'll left-click to place a location. 3 inches is in the dialog box because of how we sketch the rectangle, and then hit Enter on our keyboard. Next, we're going to select this line again, and then we're going to drag down and select the sketched horizontal line and drag this off to the right. Now notice again it's a ½ inch dimension, and that's because we sketched very accurately. We're going to left click to place the dimension and hit Enter on the keyboard for ½ inch. If your dimensions are not exact based on how you sketched it, you can simply enter the value with your keyboard and hit Enter. I want to pause briefly to talk a little bit about the colors of the sketch entities. We have blue lines, and as we start placing dimensions, you'll note that some of these are starting to turn black. The 2 vertical lines are black because of this 3-inch dimension. They're now fully defined. The length of this smaller line here is ½ inch. It has a midpoint relation up top, and it's perpendicular with both this line and this line. So it is also fully defined. The next thing that we need to do is we need to define a few more variables. I'm going to hit D on the keyboard to start sketching dimensions. I want to select this arc, left click to place, and add a ½ inch radius value. Next, let's go ahead and select the circle at the origin, and note that as we drag away this diameter value, that the leader changes. We can also place it in the center of the circle if we need to. This is helpful as your sketches start to contain more and more dimensions. It'll keep you from having to worry about overlapping dimensions, because you can freely drag them and place them wherever they need to be. We're going to place a 1-inch dimension here. And notice that now all the sketch entities have turned black. This means that our sketch is fully defined. Let's go ahead and stop the sketch and save our file, leaving user saved as the version description.